advantage, and I'm hoping that they get something really special to get on that first push and get on that payload straight away. Now, we're just going to see what these kind of teams bring up with us. We got kind of a bit of a standard start from looking from the Quakers. Bit of a slow rolling team so far. And yet on the mediocrity side, I was surprised by this, but they're not going for the Bastion strat that they've used previously before.
Oh, I'm very disappointed by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. They kind of, it looks like they're going to kind of keep the Pharah alive with maybe a bit of a, with an Ana, no Pocket Mercy, so there's going to be no reses coming out for the team.
That's actually quite unusual, I'd say, for Division 6, not to have a Mercy on your team.
Yeah, it's a strange one because we're looking forward to some really high play reses. We've seen Natsu before on No Mercy bringing out some big reses. So it's all going to be down to Biron, and he's going to be playing the Ana, and he's going to be the primary target, maybe Onimus as well. They're going to be the primary targets for the defensive team.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, you said about the attackers being very close. We also have that really great piece of high ground there that Pharah or Widow can just sit taking shots pretty safely from the spawn point.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I'm looking forward to a bit of Pharah play, because Pharah, when she's uncontested, can do so much damage.
Yeah, let's see how J-Hop can deal with that.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see Genji now on the defensive team. This could be quite interesting because Genji I would never really consider normally a defensive character, but they're pushing straight away now. We're going to see a very standard push straight down the middle. Defensive matrix coming out. I'm following one smash right now, playing that Pharah, and getting some serious damage down on the Reinhardt now. Looks like K-Pack could be going down, but he's not. That's some fantastic healing now, and J-Hop cleaning up from that high ground. What fantastic play by the defensive team, but this is picks going either side right now. It could go either way. However, both healers on the defensive side are still remaining, and I think that was a real key moment in that first battle.
Yeah, it just looks like it's going to be a defensive hold here, and as you said, we saw some great Pharah play. We saw some Reinhardt charges, which were quite a few of them were quite good, some were bad, and now it looks like the attackers coming in again.
It looks like we're just going to see the attacks pour in, but it's kind of a bit of a staggered attack. I don't feel like this is going to work so well. However, all teams are now back on their forefront. This is all contesting on the point. D.Va at the forefront, Reinhardt with an aggressive charge, doesn't connect with anyone, but he's staying healed all the time, all the way through this. This is really solid defensive healing play. We're not really seeing many picks coming out.
Emu Fish really loves his aggressive Reinhardt charge, I've noticed. His first standout player so far.
Yeah, but look at J-Hop doing a lot of work there on Soldier, but eventually getting pulled down by Biron, which is a really interesting play, because that was coming from the flanks. Now we're seeing K-Cat again being very aggressive with Reinhardt. He's got his ult ready. Are we going to see it pop out as soon as this Transcendence is down? Wild. What a play by Wild, picking up 2 fantastic kills once again. This is looking really solid from the Quakers' defense. They are staggering them, they are keeping them stagnant, and they're not allowing them to take the point.
Yeah, you saw that Genji ultimate. You usually see like an attacking team wipe on entire team, but a defensive Genji just wiped the attacking team there.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was a great play by Wild, coming out with some fantastic play, but I'm seeing Biron taking a really flanking position and only just got caught out right at the end of the battle. Now, I don't know whether he just took himself out ever so slightly of getting heals onto his complete team there, with people like Emu Fish on the Reinhardt not getting the essential heals that he needs to stay up. Now, we're just seeing a very slow poke. D.Va with a fantastic sleep, so Biron, really fantastic Ana play once again, but we're not really seeing much focus. They're all going underneath now. This is a bit of a sneak strat and then going up around the top. This is kind of split the team off. They picked off their D.Va perfectly. Now this could be their potential now to take this first point. They are pushing hard. Cave cut down only to 265 health. He should be being focused right now. Graviton Surge out. That is fantastic play. Look at that combo.
Wow.
J-Hop trying to keep it alive, but it looks like the defensive team is going to fall. Shadow Guard doing what he can to just try and hold onto that position, but we're not really seeing much work being done. Outer mech, nerfing, no kills, and it looks like D.Va will be going down again. Is it enough for a stagger though? Wow, look at that. That is a huge earth shatter. That is taking down these 5 people. We got a Sights coming out as well. Is that going to do enough damage? It looks like it might just do enough damage to take this first point. Still contested though. Big res from Lesk. We are seeing some real good stalling tactics now from Quakers, just continue to hold this point. It was a real bold move to keep that D.Va on play, but it seems like it's paying off fantastically well. We are seeing the Nano Soldier coming out to try and deal with this last little bit, but it's not enough.
The attackers still have a chance here, and they have the spawn advantage. Their teammates have been coming very quickly onto this point to try and contest this.
I mean, the ult economy just seems pretty even at the moment. It looks like Quakers just have a slightly bigger ult economy, and here comes Wild now with a Nano Blade, taking the support straight away. That is going to be a massive advantage now to the Quakers as they clear up this point and just hold it right in the nick of time. Wow. What a fantastic first point hold by the Quakers. Really,
that was really good.
Really,
I was very worried for them though. I was worried for a second. You got to hand smart mediocrity. That was a great Zarya and Pharah combo, especially just at the right time to get the Mercy so that she couldn't pull off her res. I really like that.
But I believe that I think personally my hero of that one had to be down to Shadow Guard. He did a fantastic job with D.Va. He stalled out. He basically D.Va bombed when he had to, which just gave enough time for Cave Cat to come in and do a massive 5-man Earth Shatter, I think I saw then.
Yeah, and then Leah Sklert, her name is a bit difficult to pronounce, but she came with the big res as well, which really gave them the time to stall out enough to get their team together and mount a solid defense again.
Okay, so we're going to see the teams shape up now. Both teams on the opposite side, so we're now going to see Quakers. They're going to have to take 33. I know they're going to have to take around about 60% of this first point. And we're also going to see Mediocrity playing a defensive Junkrat. Now, that's an interesting pick.
It's very interesting. I've never really seen it been done on King's Row before when I've been playing on the ladder, so this will be interesting. One thing I'd like to point out for Mediocrity on their attack, twice, I believe it was the Zen and the Pharah got picked early in the fight, and they decided to fight on after that. I always like to see teams pull back and wait for someone to respawn if it's an early pick, because there's not too much point fighting 5 to 6, in my opinion.
No, I do have to agree with you. It was there were a few slightly more riskier plays, and they did come in staggered and only had time to really poke the choke, so to speak, and they weren't doing enough sort of burst damage to take down the healers. But when they did, they didn't make it count against the D.Va of Shadow Guard.
Yeah, I mean the Mercy coming back to res the team is always a problem. There's one thing you can do to solve that is try and get someone to spawn camper, because not many teams expect it. And if you kill the Mercy too early, that can be a big problem, because she just comes back and reses the whole team.
Okay, so we're focusing here on one smash on the Junkrat, just seeing if he can do some of his zonal capabilities. However, it looks like the rest of the Quakers have gone up through Cinema. They're going up and round the back. This means they've got the high ground advantage right now. This will be where Junkrat comes into his own, because he can do a lot of damage down in this sort of junk spam down in this corner, and he's already gotten D.Va out of his mech. That is a big pick on J-Hop, and now allowing this Junkrat to go down this hallway should hopefully clear up enough time, and at least just has to get herself out of there. This is going to be a full reset now for Quakers. A fantastic first hole for Mediocrity.
Yeah, as you said, the Junkrat doing work there. They probably didn't expect it, which very much helped them. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any changes to come out now to try and combat that one smash on Junkrat.
Well, it looks like the Zen's now changed, so Natsu, I don't know if he was playing Lucio
He was, yes, he was,
so,
yeah.
Okay, I thought he was Zen that first time round. But they are looking...
No, sorry, you're right, he was playing Zen. No, he was playing Zen.
It looks like a bit of a speed boost now. We're going to kind of see a bit more of a divey style comp, possibly. We've seen J-Hop already transfer off onto Soldier as well, so that they are making the necessary change to probably try and deal with this Junkrat, because he's just going to be able to do so much spam at this choke. It's going to be really interesting to see how they deal with it. Now,
that D.Va should be able to do work though.
Yeah, we're just going to watch
the defense
now.
matrix.
Just push in, being speed boosted in. They're going around the side slightly, but he's on his own, and it's just allowed Mercy to get picked off. K-Cat going in, really aggressive now, swinging his hammer, not seeing enough. Junkrat's ult not doing any damage, but there seems to be a big push now for this. A little bit staggered, but Chris been taken down on the road hop. What a fantastic Earth Shatter to stop the pin, but he's not doing enough at the moment. Cave Cat's still up, now down. Looks like it'll be a full hold. No! Mercy in with a 2-man res to keep the pressure on. But that Junkrat spam is just doing so much work at the moment. It's keeping everyone really busy, and their focus are all changing. Emu Fish with a fantastic pick now on Natsu, so that's one healer down. It seems like the Zenyatta always had to come on, and there is another big pick there from the Junkrat on Shadow Guard.
How quickly did he get his ult back there? That was about 15 seconds and he had his ult back again.
I'd say One Smash is doing some fantastic work on this. He needs to be that first pick. Wild, as soon as I say it, Wild takes him down so convincingly. Cave Cat with a big Earth Shatter, not getting the people he needed to pick, and was cleared off by Biron. However, J-Hop Tactical Visor taking down a couple of picks. This looks like it could be in Quaker's advantage right now, but they need to push quickly if they want to take advantage of numbers.
There is still more to my tale.
Great hope from Chris there to get Shadow God out of mech. That's really going to take the momentum out of their attack there.
Yeah, it does seem like they're staggering Quakers really, really well, and it just seems like they kind of lost their momentum as a team together. However, they're now pushing up round the back one more time. They've spotted where I think the Mercy is hiding at the moment. Are they going to dive it though? That's what we need to see, is a bit of burst damage. They need to do this. This is the last attack they have of this round. They've got to do
The longer they stay there, the longer they're going to get spammed by Junkrat grenades. They need to move as soon as possible.
I agree completely. We are just seeing Wild now, just doing as much damage as he can. He's focusing on the Roadhog, not really getting anything. There just seems to be a bit of a tentative move. Both teams not really too sure what they want to do. We're seeing the Mercy Res to come out. However, look at that Junkrat pick. Once again, One Smash doing huge work up on the top ground. He's flying up there. They're getting themselves cornered into that one position. And Chris there with another big pick on the Mercy. No heals. This looks like it could be a full hold. J-Hop doing what he can, gets eliminated. So it's going to be a very, very quick pick now, or they're going to lose the point.
That should be it now, I believe.
Here we got Shadow Guard just coming out of mech, but being dealt with rather quickly. I don't think anyone's coming on. Lucio, Natsu just coming on just to hold the point as best as he can. But this looks like it could be a first point. It is indeed to mediocrity.
Wow. We did not expect that, I can safely say, I believe, to lose, yeah.
I kind of agree. I feel like it was just that kind of unknown. They changed it up and kept changing it up to try and deal with the Junkrat, but they kept going down that simple hallway down the back, which is where Junkrat could just do the most damage possible.
That's true, but all of their pathways into the point are vulnerable to Junkrat at some point, so I'm not sure what they could have done about that, but I definitely think that Cinema push is possibly one of the weakest ones to go through at that point.
Yeah, I do agree. That was some fantastic play. I mean, we just saw how good Wild was when he did take that sort of point. Look at that. That's just some absolute...
Yeah, some great reactions. Yeah, great turns there to get those shurikens in. It's good stuff.
So I kind of feel like Shadow Guard held it for Quakers on the first point, but this one just had to go to One Smash. That was just such a unique and different pick, and I don't think Quakers really just knew how to deal with it.
Yeah, maybe the one thing that One Smash could have done better was get slightly better ultimates. I mean, the first Junkrat tie wasn't great. The second one got a kill, so that was okay. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, a great performance from him.
But when you were getting those ultimates as quickly as he was, I don't know if it really mattered too much.
Yeah.
Every time he was, every time Junkrat calls those words out, you kind of find this team just splits up anyway. And we were finding it kind of affected the Quakers just doing their burst damage.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what the optimal team would be to deal with that Junkrat. Maybe a Pharah would have really helped there.
I agree.
She can't get hit by grenades, can she?
No, Pharah would have been a really good pick. She could have just kept spamming that point whilst the rest of them were going down to keep that Junkrat at bay, whilst the rest of them were going around the back. Yeah,
and we know J-Hop is an accomplished Pharah, but so maybe I would have liked to see J-Hop take the Pharaoh there to try and just snipe that Junkrat.
J-Hop started out as Tracer on that point and just got obliterated within seconds and made the right change. But I agree after that first tactical visor and also getting nanoed almost afterwards. He wasn't doing enough, and a Pharaoh pick I think would have really improved the Quakers game on that first one.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are ready already for this next match.
Okay, we're going to go straight into Route 66 for our second map of this Overwatch University Division 6 game, Quakers versus Mediocrity.
So if I'm Mediocrity, I'm thinking maybe I just want to keep Junkrat, even though this isn't the most optimal route. If they can't deal with it, just keep going.
This could be quite interesting one for gas station as well, if they are going to go in that route, or even down the sort of tunnels and caves, because it is that funnel point for Junkrat to really sort of take some really quick picks.
Yeah.
Okay, we're starting to see the teams form up. Looks like a fairly standard team from the Quakers. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a focus on the Mercy and Zen once again. I mean, if those guys get picked off first, I kind of feel like the team could crumble here. However, being on attack with someone like Natsu just, you know, covering the payload with Zen, he can just keep putting those Discord orbs on and hopefully allowing the damage from Wild and J-Hop just to do their thing and get the picks for them to push all this payload to the first point.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, neither team seems like their Winston dive strategies, so we haven't seen a Winston yet. It's quite common in Division 6, I've seen in my games personally. There's been a lot of Winston, so it's interesting to see that they both want to go for that Deathball, Reinhardt, Roadhog approach.
Yeah, I'm very interested as well, because we know that Wild is such an accomplished Genji player. J-Hop is a fantastic DPS, so Tracer would still suit him, even though they got picked off at that first point. So I'm quite surprised. I've only seen Cave Cat once before, and he is a very aggressive Reinhardt, so maybe they're just playing to their strengths and what they know, and I think if they're going to just go for Cave Cat, who's going to do his very, very ballsy dashes, hopefully get those picks, and then the guys can just follow it up. We're kind of seeing a bit more of we're seeing a bit more of a standard defense now from, a standard defense from Mediocrity. It's all
I want the drum right back.
I know, it was such a unique pick. But we're just going to watch these guys push the payload slowly. They're just going to feel each other out right now. They've noticed that the fire rockets are coming in, so they know fire is going to be a primary target for them. Oh, fantastic pick low. Look at that Roadhog play. That was unbelievable by Chris, picking off Wild. And it just seems to be a 5-6. However, nobody's really trying to take advantage of it. Playing it slow, just allowing Cave Cat just to pull that payload ever so slightly further forward. Although the payload stopped right now. They're just going to kind of trickle it. This isn't really doing much. Waiting for Wild to get back into the fight.
Yeah,
so this is gonna be
they should definitely not push too. Yeah, they shouldn't push too hard until their teammate comes back. I like that.
They've got the time to do it, so this is going to be a very unique play. Let's focus in now on one smash on the Farah, seeing if he can do a bit of damage. He's taking off around the back, looking for flanks around the back. Discorded immediately, down to 10 health. Somehow just staying alive by the skin of his teeth. And yet again, we are seeing Chris do some huge work on the Roadhog.
Yeah, but I did notice that Natsu was very much out of position for a good 10 seconds there. The Farah and the Soldier could have easily picked him out, I feel.
I agree completely. Yet again, though, we see Chris take another big pick. He took down J-Hop this time as she just appeared on the floor as Farah. And Roadhog is doing some serious work right now.
Yeah, Chris really seems to be MVP for Mediocrity right now. So he's been like plucking people left, right, and centre out and just finishing them off with that scrap gun.
They're holding this point very, very, very close to the first spawn. This will probably give them, if they do crash and crumble, this will give Mediocrity time to get back and contest that first point. Time is ticking down, only 2 minutes 15 to go, and they really haven't pushed it very far.
No, we just need to see some maybe more aggression and focus on the enemy supports to try and sort of make the team crumble.
It seems like they're just being too tentative and not clinical enough right now. Wild taking the high ground. We're seeing a Tactical Visor come out, but Wild takes him down immediately with a fantastic helix target. Cave Cat now diving in, but finding out that it's very difficult to dive in on your own. And I think that we're going to see a bit of a punishment now. However, let's go just getting Natsukagi back again, but a huge Earth Shatter. That's taken down 3 people and the mech. It looks like this could be a bit of clear-up duty. Just J-Hop left alive. Are they going to finish him off? They do indeed. That is a team wipe. It all started off with a rather ballsy dash from Cave Cat.
Yeah, and that Earth Shatter at the end there was fantastic, cleaning away 3 people. I noticed Biron popped his Tranquility there, but didn't really see it doing too much. There might have been a panic ult there we saw.
We're just going to focus a little bit on Ominous right now, because Ominous does have her res, so this means she could be a real focal point of this match. If they can just hold this enough, and if they do get into trouble, if they all group up together, Ominous could be the saving grace here to make sure they hold this first point. Tactical Visor activated now from Young Schizo, not getting any picks. Natsu pushing out his Tranquility to keep his team alive. This is just getting a bit frantic. They've moved the payload round the corner now. Chris popping his ultimate, trying to get rid of that Reinhardt Cave Cat. Doesn't do much, but J-Hop now doing work in the backline. There goes Ominous to try and bring his team back to level terms. But J-Hop's currently uncontested. He's doing as much damage as he wants. Look at that on one smash. That was fantastic play. J-Hop trying to do his own, but Chris hooking him out of the sky, just stopping that ult. Cave Cat now
get the confirmation though.
Wow, this is fantastic play. Look at that. Lesser Cat now with a fantastic res to bring the numbers back in their favour. And it looks like they've taken first point.
Yeah, that was a great play from both sides there. Emu Fish managed to charge an ulting soldier, which is also a crucial moment, but not good enough to defend this first point.
Yeah, very, very much so. We're seeing young Schizo just coming back right now. He's done a very, very wide flank onto the Quakers, but it's getting picked off now by J-Hop. Is he going to make it back to his team? He does indeed. He just gets back just in the nick of time.
Yeah, no punish there, which is Quakers really should be looking to punish a soldier so far out of position like that.
So we're just going to focus now on Biron as they're pushing this payload slowly up to the corner, which is where I think that Mediocrity will take this fight. J-Hop now with a big pick, taking out one smash, so that's one far down. That should give him a little bit of clarity, although that's a big shot from Emu Fish, taking down Cave Cat. It looks like now we're seeing the Tranquility passed out just to try and keep his team alive. Numbers seem to be in Mediocrity's favour slightly. However, no, I lied. Chris is taken down by Natsu. They just got to take down the barrier. They're not taking down Emu Fish's barrier at the moment, but they are still pushing this payload pretty convincingly.
Yeah, Emu Fish is doing a great job, I have to say, so far this game. It's got so many charges and quite a few picks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing that Emu Fish is almost single-handedly holding this point. Cave
Oh, not anymore.
Huge dash, and that should do enough. However, Ominous picking him back up straight into Tranquility. They are desperate to hold this for a second point right now. But is the focus going to be there? J-Hop with an ult, taking down two people. Both supports going down. This will give Quakers enough room now to think to push this second point.
That's the problem when you don't tease out the Tranquility. You're very vulnerable when you do get it teased out. You're so vulnerable to Genji ultimates and Pharah ultimates and Soldier ultimates. You need to try and save it as much as you can for the enemy's really big pushes.
J-Hop there just did some absolutely fantastic work with the power play there. So let's focus a bit on J-Hop now as we're just pushing into this final third point. Now it's been a bit tentative, it's been a little bit slow, but Quakers have just inched there every step of the way, and every fight they've just taken it ever so slightly more than Mediocrity. Looks like we could be going for a DPS change now from both players. Wild now switching out to the Genji, and now J-Hop switching over to Soldier. So this could be a bit of a tactical change.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see the Soldier do more work on the Pharah if possible, because either Pharah has been quite uncontested this game, I felt.
Yeah, I'm noticing the Discord obs going onto the Pharah, but not really much else being worked on there. However, it looks like now they're just trying to get Wild's Genji play, because Pharah's not quite as good for the attacking team in this slightly more claustrophobic area. He says that, but one smash tries to he gets the Mercy pick, but then gets taken out by J-Hop on the Soldier. Tranquility pop now. We are seeing all ultimates all coming out all at the same time. Chris seeing what he can do, and J-Hop taken down by young Skitson. And look at that, look who's come out for the final point to play. One smash is now taking out the Junkrat. This is a much more contested area, and it looks like they're thinking, well, it worked first time round, why can't it work the second time round?
Yeah, and we're going to look for Wild to pop his Genji blade soon to really finish this fight, I feel.
It is in their favour at the moment, but the defensive team have now got spawn advantage, so... And wow, Junkrat's taken down straight away by Natsu, and every inch is still being pushed. Emu Fish now just holding the point once again, pretty much on his own.
Yeah, Quakers just need to take a moment here to regather and try and really go together as they push this last section, which is always hard to do with the attacking team.
Shield now broken down, which allows Quakers now just to push the payload. K-Cat coming down with his own ult, but counter ult by Emu Fish, which pretty much takes out... Oh, he takes out K-Cat out of it, and it looks like Chris went on with the Winston play. There looks like some very smart changes now from Mediocrity just to hold it. Emu Fish trying to go hard. Now Diva Bomb coming out. Doesn't look like it's going to take anyone down. Wild in the back lines, trying to take out the support. Takes out both supports. That is a big stagger move. But I don't think the advantage is in Quaker's favour right now.
Yeah, maybe Wild's just done enough though. The team are trickling in right now. And maybe it looks like the defense are going to have this in the end.
Yeah, it looks like a 4-2-B2 advantage. Mercy not with the res, unfortunately. And it's just going to be I'm just watching Emu Fish just swing happily. And it looks like Shadow Guard will be the final one to be taken down. And that is a full hold now for Mediocrity on that third point.
Yeah, they just went back to what they knew worked, which was Junkrat in the end.
Yeah, there was some very smart picks. Chris was doing some real solid work on Roadhog and changed to Winston on that last point. Maybe it was they were trying to bring out characters that could dash out to the point a lot quicker. Maybe it was a little bit desperation. But whatever it was, it worked out perfectly for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you change two characters at the end of the game, the opposing team are really not going to be expecting that, so I don't mind to see that at all.
Okay, so we're going to see the changing of the guard, so to speak, and we're going to see how well now Mediocrity can push this payload. I mean, it was just a slow, staggered push. It almost looked like we were going to be held on the first point, but they kind of pulled off some fantastic ults from J-Hop, especially with the Farah, which allowed them to take the first point. And it was almost the repeat of history, because J-Hop almost pulled off another fantastic Farah ult to really reclaim the second point.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the stories of this Route 66 map has been the two Reinhardts and how they've been playing with each other. They seem to be quite close to each other and ulting each other every opportunity they get. They're trying to show each other who's really the king of Reinhardts this game.
Yeah, very much so, and I feel like it's a contrast of two different styles as well, with I feel K-Cat being a lot more aggressive, and then Emu himself is just a little bit more passive, but then chooses his moment when to dash.
Yeah, I'd say maybe Emu Fish is having the best of the Reinhardts right now, but K-Cat's definitely been doing a solid job himself.
So we're looking at Mediocrity now, and what they're picking is a looks like a bit of a classic dive comp, but with Ana instead of Zenyatta. Is that going to be more to try and get the heals up, or would you feel like they should possibly switch the Zenyatta to try and get that destructive orb out?
I guess it's a case of spamming the Winston as he jumps with the antibiotic rifle. Definitely has its advantages, but it is true that it's more standard to have it. Oh, they do have a Zen as well.
They do have a Zen. They've also gone Sombra now. So this is a really interesting pick. I'm really glad we're seeing Mediocrity coming out with some slightly off-meta heroes, and we're going to see how well they work. This is a triple DPS with just Winston on the tank. It looks like, now if you look at that, it's Ominous just flanking right round the back. He's just taking the right time. Who's he going to hack? He's hacking a Reinhardt, and it looks like it's just taking enough time. And here comes the team. Look at that, Chris straight away picking off Wild. And it looks like they've just focused the right people. As the fight just goes around the corner, miles away from the payload, it just leaves One Smash just pushing the payload as far, strangely enough. Picks coming off from both sides right now. Ominous has finally been taken down, which allows Mediocrity just to regroup for a brief moment. But Quakers are a bit all over the place. However, they're now all back together once again. And Winston going for the Mercy now. So this looks like they could be focusing the supports to try and get the supports down. But Emu Fish takes down Diva as well. This is really good work from Mediocrity. They know who they're focusing and they're targeting them very quickly. Emu Fish, straight out. We've been watching him play right now playing Zenyatta, coming out to protect his team. But look at that from Natsu with the Mercy play, managing to keep his team in there just at this moment in time. Wild popping his ult. This just seems to be ults coming everywhere. But look at young Schizo on the Winston, just doing some huge work. And it looks like the Mediocrity are going to push this first point.
That's a great push, and it all started with that hack by Omnius and Sombra, which I just believe shows the power and the potential the character has, because Quakers were in complete disarray as soon as that hack went out and ultimately led to their downfall.
It was indeed, and it was really, really interesting to see. So, what we're going to see now is this second payload being pushed through the choke. It'll be interesting to see if Quakers try and push this choke, see if they can hold it. Looks like they're just going to hang on the side of the high side bar, and it looks like they're just going to play themselves a little bit steady. Winston now jumping onto the roof, though, to try and cause as much damage as he can. But there's the EMP coming out. They look like they're focused. One Smash taking down Wild. Huge res coming out from One Smash as well. Shadow Guard finally taking them down, but looks like the work could be done. They're just focusing all on the DPS at the moment. Chris is trying to take down J-Hop. J-Hop down low, but Natsu takes down Ominous. Battle Mercy coming out. And whilst this Emu Fish is just simply holding on the payload, pushing it around slowly, it seems like a bit of a cause of a bit of a divide and conquer approach from Mediocrity right now. Just to keep them as far back as possible, push this payload as far around as they can. They have got the time to work this, but now K-Cat is just being faced off against a Farah and a Zenyatta, but is backed up by his entire team. So it looks like Mediocrity might have to back off right now.
I think the only reason why Quakers had a chance of holding it is because the J-Hop survived on Farah, and there's just no answer to him at all in that last couple of seconds of that fight.
So we're just watching really close here. Looks like J-Hop trying to come out of his own. Doesn't get anyone. Natsu gets a good res though, and Shadow Guard picking up the Diva Bomb. However, Chris, quick to follow up, taking 1 for 1 here. This is a bit of a battle. Looks like they go for the Reinhardt. Chris finally taking down the Reinhardt. Natsu down low with Mercy. One Smash trying to follow him up. J-Hop taking down Emu Fish. This is a real battle of trades right now. It looks like J-Hop and his Quakers team might have just held this for the moment, as young Schizo tries to bring out Primal Rage. This is just going all over the place right now. However, I believe Quakers have held this for the moment. Chris
Yeah,
trying to bring out his Nano Blade. Looks like, but it was a fantastic defensive ult by Lescat. And it looks like it could be a full hold now for Quakers.
Yeah, I think that's a waste of the Prime Rage and very much definitely the Genji Blade there, I think.
Yeah, it was an interesting move. I kind of feel like when they sort of lost 3 of their own team on the attacking team, they could have pulled away, but they kind of tried to persevere with it. There were picks coming off either side, but I'm glad they're still sticking to this Sombra play because it does cause a lot of confusion for the Quakers team.
It does, but I'm wondering whether Onimus or One Smash needs to change the soldier now to deal with J-Hop, because he's got quite a lot of free reign right now to do whatever he wants.
He does. It seems like they're relying on the Winston of Young Schizo to try and take down the Pharah combo, and it's not pulling off quite as effective just yet. All economy now in Quaker's favour, and well, there you go. J-Hop just getting free reign once again to pick off Emu Fish.
Yeah, Mediocrity are just feeding right now, I believe. They're getting picked even though there's 4 of them only at the point, so they need to like back off and get together so they're not feeding Quakers.
Yeah, there's a lot of defensive positions being taken up. It's very structured defense now from Quaker's team. With Wild just hanging up top. He's now come off with the Genji and he's just got to stay on Soldier at the moment. Looks like they want to deal with One Smash's Pharah a little bit better. Natsu just giving them the power boost just to try and get as much damage done as humanly possible. But there are 4 ults in advantage of Quakers over the 2 ults of Mediocrity right now.
Then Sombra can definitely just delete all those ults though for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but we are seeing an awful lot of damage being done to those DPSs. They are being healed up relatively well. And here we go. We're seeing Young Schizo jumping in. EMP dropping down. They look like they're going for Cave Cat. They picked off Cave Cat. Ominous down. There goes One Smash with a big... Well, I'd say it's big Pharah ult, but he did pick off Natsu on the Mercy. Primal Rage coming out. It looks like Mediocrity might have just done this. However, J-Hop, uncontested, got enough chance to get as much damage as he humanly can. Shadow Guard trying his best to hold off. It's real big in favour of Mediocrity right now, but they've got to make it count. They really need to take this D.Va. It's holding the point on their own.
Oh, we need to pause.
Oh.
Heroes never die.
Oh.
That's a shame. But B-Ron has left the game, so we don't want to continue it whilst he's coming back.
Well, it's quite interesting to say that Mediocrity actually locked 1 player, and they look like they still might take this point. So
yeah,
it showed that it was fantastic work from Young Schizo, and the ominous EMP just worked really well.
The EMP is good, but my argument is that they're running 3 DPS at the moment with Genji, Pharah, and Sombra. Would one of them be better served to change to Soldier to try and do a J-up a bit? Because he's just had so much free reign, really, this whole entire fight. And I think that if he'd been neutralized quicker, like Mediocrity would have had this point a lot quicker than they currently do, because they really stormed the first point due to the surprise factor. Yeah, but I feel like it could be time to change it up now.
I happen to agree, especially when you should really know that J-Hop must be coming close to an ultimate. We can see on our screen that J-Hop has an ultimate, but you would like to think that they're trying to keep track of everyone else's ultimates, and yeah, you would probably think that it might be worth changing. I mean, it's kind of working for him at the moment, but you're absolutely right, Dilla. It's kind of too much free reign. We saw then that really Shadow Guard and J-Hop were being just left alone just to deal with it, and that's the reason why this payload hasn't moved as far as Mediocrity hoped.
Yeah, I was made the point about Zenyatta ultimates earlier on, and earlier on we saw a great Zenyatta ultimate from Emu Fish blocking out the barrage from J-Hop, and that's really how you want to use it, is to just completely deny a barrage or a Genji Blaze. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, Emu Fish, we were just, funnily enough, talking about being a fantastic Reinhardt, and he's just showing how much he can flex himself by going onto the Zenyatta. And then we see someone like Ominous, who was playing Mercy for the last sort of map, now switching over to Sombra. So it's really interesting to see some just very different characters coming out. It was nice to see the Sombra strategy come out, but I happen to agree that right now we kind of need to see a very sort of standard soldier pick. If they're feeling a bit more spicy, they can go McCree, but something to deal with J-Hop on the Pharah.
Yeah, maybe you can even keep the Sombra but change the Pharah or the Genji to a soldier, but I just think we need some hits going right now.
Yeah, I happen to agree. And again, showing the whole versatility of the Mediocrity team, we saw Chris playing Roadhog earlier, who was doing some real work on the defense of Route 66. And now he's playing Genji, so it sort of shows that this whole team seems to have a bit of a flex vibe about them. They just play the kind of character they want. They seem quite organised.
Looks like the teams are ready here. They've been spamming the chat for a while now.
Okie dokie. Right, let's get going, guys. Okay, we are back right into the action. We're seeing Emu Fish coming out, and then we're also seeing Chris coming out with his own Dragon Blade ultimate, trying to get a couple of picks. However, there's still the advantage on Mediocrity right now. Wild coming out, trying to do advances. There's a Tactical Visor taking down Emu Fish, but Ominous takes him back very, very quickly. And it looks like Mediocrity are going to push this second point all the way.
Yep, so after all that point we made about the change to hit scan, they did not need it in the end to get to that second point.
No, I mean, it might have helped. The pause might have helped them just come up with a little clear strategy of what they needed to do. But yeah, it looks like Mediocrity just finished them all off in the right time. Natsu with a very brave ult to try and bring back up J-Hop and Shadow Guard. But when you're bringing back Baby Diva and they have that few seconds to try and kill the 150 health, it probably made all the difference here.
Yeah. Baby Diva's got basically no survivability. She's got as much HP as Tracer, but she can't blink.
No, very true. So we're just seeing Cave Cat now on his own just at the moment, quite far forward, being backed up by Shadow Guard. Now the team are all back together, all down this main choke point. We are seeing Chris trying to flank the back end. He's just seeing if he can get any picks, but nothing at the moment. Shadow Guard out of mech though. Ominous doing some huge work to taking down that defensive matrix. And now we're going to see a bit more of a pick. Wild taking down Chris and Wild taking down one smash. Both DPSs going down. Cave Cat with a very brave dive, missing at the moment, down low on health. Is Discord Orb. Young Schizo trying to do work. Nothing going down to him. Cave Cat, just going to say, was just about to survive, but just goes down. Looks like they're just focusing certain targets at the moment. Winston doing huge work to try and do as much damage as possible. But it looks like the rest of the team now, Quakers, possibly just about got this.
Yeah. They do have time to regroup if they want their whole team together at this point. Which I'd actually like to see them do at this point, because with the spawn advantage to Quakers, they're just reams back out.
There is a huge EMP, but J-Hop straight away taking down one smash. Wow, that's a really, really big play from one smash and Chris. But there's Natsukagi. Big, big res, bringing Cave Cat and Shadow Guard back from the realms. And there comes a defensive Lucio ult to probably just clean up this attack.
Yeah, it looks like we can... Yeah, I think this is it. 4 seconds left.
Well, Winston just jumping onto the point. There was an attacking Zenyatta ult as well. Diva Bomb coming out of nowhere. J-Hop doing some work, and Wild trying to clean them all up. It was a really, really good idea, but you're absolutely right. There was no one to clear up this far as she's getting too much free damage now. And I believe that the Quakers should hold this fully. Chris doing all the work he can, but is the final member of Mediocrity right now. Just keeps pinging himself back onto the point, but finishes him off, and Quakers take this match.
Yeah, now we are 1-1 tied, looking to see who's going to win this next one, which is quite exciting. It's always good to see an even game rather than a rolling or a thrashing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame because I kind of felt like Mediocrity almost had it there, but like we said earlier, that J-Hop was being uncontested and showed how good he was at Farah, and he absolutely annihilated that team with the help of his help of Wild and Cave Cat. And we've got to give credit to Natsukagi. He brought out that 3-man res right at the very end to really save his team.
Yeah, if the enemy team has a res, you know that if you want to win, you're probably going to take out their mercy first.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was fantastic play. You look at Chris with those 41 eliminations. He did some huge work on the Genji there. So
He did indeed.
we're on to our final map now, which is going to be Hollywood.
Yeah, if I could talk to Mediocrity right now, the main thing that I've seen from my point of view is that they seem to take engagements when I don't believe they should. Like, they lose someone early on and they decide to just continue fighting. As I mentioned earlier on, they had 30 seconds left and they're at least one pick down. At that point, 30 seconds is plenty of time to back out and regroup and go in 6 versus 6 again.
Yeah, I happen to agree there. Absolutely right.
And also recognizing the need to counter the Pharah as well, I believe. But overall, I still think they're playing quite well, and I think it's anyone's game for this next map.
Yeah, I do as well. It would be really, really quite exciting to see. I'll be honest, I'm really loving One Smash right now with some of those Junkrat picks. It's just kind of refreshing to see something completely different and out of left field. But I've got to kind of give it to, you got to kind of Leeskert and Natsu on the support of Quakers. They seem to be just holding it all together at this moment in time.
Yeah, Natsu's reses were always on point, which is good to see.
Yeah.
It's always good to know. If you have that Mercy in your team who you know is going to stay safe and who you know is going to get at least like a 3-man or a 4-man res, and you can feel pretty happy as a team.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really, really an exciting final match now of this Overwatch University League Division 6. We're going to go see the Quakers versus Mediocrity.
Although they just said they wanted a 5-minute break, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hyped yourself up now to this final match, but it's kind of, I guess, just the calming of the nerves, the kind of sort of calm before the storm now of this final match. It's going to be I'm really excited to see what Mediocrity bring out in defense on this one. Maybe they'll bring out Symmetra or a Torbjorn. Again, just something slightly out of left field to really make Quakers work for that push on the first point.
Who do you think is going to take this final map, though?
Well, I've been impressed by both teams, but so far, if Mediocrity can just kind of focus themselves together, I feel like they have the slight advantage. I was super impressed with Chris on Roadhog. I think if they can utilize him and his abilities, I think, and as well as Emu Fish, I mean, he just plays super well with Zenyatta and Reinhardt. I think there's a lot of flex in Mediocrity to adapt to a different situation. I think they might just take this final map. However, I think it's going to be very close to the end. What about yourself?
I have to say that I would favour Mediocrity this map, especially if we get one of their players back on Soldier.
Yeah.
We've been over that so many times now, but I just really maybe they realise how much damage the Pharaoh is doing, and they're seeing something that we're not seeing that makes them think that they don't need a hit scan necessarily.
Yeah, it was I kind of feel like that was a bit of stubbornness more than anything. They kind of went, well, it's worked for one fight, it'll work again eventually. And yes, it did work, but it took a long time for them to reach that second point with Shadowguard and Jayhawk just holding it almost by themselves at the end. And it kind of just didn't give them enough time for that third point to really rally together. But you're absolutely right. They stick together. I think they have just enough to take Quakers. But don't take anything away from Quakers, because Wild and Jayhawk are doing some fantastic work on the DPS.
Yep, and also I noticed from Mediocrity their ult usage is generally very good, apart from that one time when they, I believe it was Chris on the Genji, but apart from that, they really combo their ults well together, like the Zarya ultimate and the EMP. They seem to be like really coordinated on point and like getting the combos off.
Yeah, it's just now a communication thing now between Mediocrity to make sure that they're focusing, because I agree with you, there was also young Schizo on the Winston ult when he kind of popped it, when he didn't really need to, 4 members down, and I think they were just trying to desperately hold on to that point and keep himself alive. He probably should have held it until the next push when they all were together. So, yeah, I agree with you. If Mediocrity can just group up, which we've seen them do several times, when they do group up, they seem to take Quakers. However, Quakers themselves, now let's not take anything away from them, they can just keep Cave Cat away from just pushing too hard, because sometimes I notice he's dashing a little bit too hard and fast. They can just keep him away from that and keep him a bit more passive. I've got a feeling that they will do just enough to, really make this a big game.
Yeah. If you're Mediocrity and you notice a really aggressive Reinhardt, I'd really want to see some sort of like punish there, maybe like baiting him into an aggressive charge and picking him out if possible.
Yeah, okay, I happen to agree. Okay, so we are almost ready now for this final match. It is 1-1 so far. We saw Mediocrity just lose that final one, just didn't quite get it there on Route 66. However, they did take King's Row themselves. So both teams have sort of taken their own home maps, but now onto a neutral map. So hopefully no team have really practiced too many strats on this one, but I'm pretty sure we'll find out. We know that Natsu's a big fan of, thinking of different ways to get around maps, and he's a bit of an analyst like that. So I'm really excited to see what they do on this one.
Yeah, and I'll be thinking that Natsu's been the one who's been calling all the shots this game, so probably quite a lot of pressure here on him to find out a way to get this last victory for his team.
Okay, I think we're just readying up right now. Is that everyone ready?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. We are going into this final match. Overwatch University League, Hollywood, Mediocrity versus Quakers. This is the one to take all the points. So, this map, very sort of simple choke point, just holding that first point, but you've got a big building right in the middle, which allows the attacking team to choose their side of which kind of point they want to focus on and attack. We sometimes see the defense set up on Cafe. You got any idea what you're thinking they might do for defense here?
Usually you have a soldier who sits on top of the cafe, not the cafe, sorry, the building in the middle, I forget what it's called, taking pot shots, and with Reinhardt on that building as well is what's quite standard I've seen so far. But the attackers have so much choice of how they can do this. They can push in left to take the high ground, push left, take the low ground, or just push through the right. And it's also, if you're the attackers, you can sometimes take out the soldier who sits in the middle building quite easy, just with like a Winston and Genji focusing him.
Yeah, very, very, very true. So we are seeing a defensive team come out. Cavecat just sticking to his Reinhardt, sticking to what he knows best. Shadow Guard on D.Va. We're seeing Natsu now on Mercy. So Liska's just taken a step back from the Mercy duties and it's now gone on to Lucio just to kind of speed boost people in and out. And also just be an annoyance and hold that point for as long as possible. We're seeing that kind of triple DPS coming out once again from Mediocrity. No Soldier. So I'm wondering whether Quakers will notice this very quickly and just allow J-Hop to have himself free reign around the back lines and cause a lot of damage onto young Schizo on the end this time.
This is getting very worried for Mediocrity now that they still haven't got anything to combat that J-Hop Pharah.
Okay, so in come the attackers now. They are going to sort of just push, I suspect, down the main lines at the moment. They've noticed that there's a Pharah, but they notice that there's a Winston as well. Winston pushing himself around the side. They've kind of ignored him at the moment just to try and take damage. However, they were going for the Pharah of one smash. Didn't quite get him. He's fully back healed, and now going around the back of the point.
Yeah, this is a more of an unusual approach to take on Hollywood. Usually you take the, Hollywood, you take the high ground.
So they kind of lost the surprise of Sombra now. J-Hop just doing work round the back himself, getting rid of Chris. That means they're one player down. Is it going to be interesting to see if Mediocrity just back away? They are starting to back away, see if they're going to group back up. They did see Shadow Guard off on his own, and they've punished him for it. So this is a 5v5 battle, along with Chris coming back himself. This means there'll be a slight advantage now to Mediocrity. Taken down. They are trying to bring down K-Cat, but they can't quite do it. Wild, though, doing some huge work on the Soldier, getting 2 picks himself on Eevee Fish and Onimus. It looks like this could be a full hold now, but there seems to be a bit of contest 1-for-1. Natsukagi going down to Chris. We're seeing Chris going back, taking down both healers this time. Just K-Cat and Shadow Guard on the lines, but it looks like they are going to hold it.
Yeah. It looks like they've finally got the hit scan answer, which is Anna, to try and deal with the Pharah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They are still not dealing with Pharah, but you're seeing one smash, taking down Cavecat. It looks like they've done enough to take this first point. Yeah, there's just the healers.
Not they don't cap it, though.
They're going for the healers. Allows Genji to take the point, which is a very unusual thing we normally see, but 3 people are now on the point. They saw both healers and saw the opportunity to try and take down Natsu and Leska, and they do take down Leska. And now they're going to group back up all on this point once again.
And they have lots of ults ready in the bag just to try and push Quakers off the second point.
Have you noticed again, they've changed up their entire team once again. So we saw Emo and Reinhardt, then Zen, and we saw young Schizo on Winston. He's now come off it to go on Anna, and we're seeing Emu now on Winston himself. So it looks like he's showing that versatility in the entire team.
Yeah, maybe they think the Anna can do some work against Pharah, which is definitely true, but at 60 damage a bullet, it's not a lot.
We're seeing a huge EMP just come out, taking out a few people. One smash, just getting down a few kills, taking down the healer though of Natsukagi, which is going to be a real shame because Natsu has his res, so they obviously knew he was a primary target right there. You see Shadow Guard being taken down by Emu Fish. There's some really big work going on. However, the battle still continues right in the middle of the point. Only 3 people remain for Quakers and 5, I believe, now for Mediocrity. They have the advantage. K-Cat needs to pull himself back. Natsu doing his best to try and keep him alive. Winston getting nanoed. Now defensive Lucio ult to come out to try and counter that. It looks like they're just pushing out. Look at J-Hop though, straight on the point, taking down 2. Uncontested. Natsukagi bringing 2 back into the battle. This could be anyone's, but I think like Mediocrity might need to pull away and try again.
Definitely, they need to back out now and just group up as best as possible before going in again.
Natsukagi on point with his res once again. J-Hop on point with his Pharah barrage. It was, pleasure to watch again. Uncontested once again. Wild taking down one smash who was out of position. And it looks like someone else was almost caught out of position as well then. I think it might have been Emu who might have been caught out of position.
Yeah, it looks like they're staying back though, mostly, so that's good to see. Waiting for their their soldiers to get back.
So they are going to try and take this fight without one smash on the Pharah. Coming right round to the back. They are pushing this left-hand side we're seeing right now. Right-hand side, if you're looking on the attacker's side. Graviton Surge coming down. Chris coming out with the Genji Blade. Takes down 2. One smash. This is an over ultimate if I've ever seen one. But they've taken down the entire team kill, and it looks like Mediocrity posing for a photo on the payload. And take it all the way to the second point.
Once again, great usage of EMP and Barrage there just to wipe the whole entire team. And Natsu didn't even have his res available to him, even if he didn't get EMP'd.
Yeah, it looks like they are focusing really hard. They are pushing it. They push the payload all the way to the second point. Now, this is a very interesting conundrum now for Quakers. Do they pull back as best they can, or do they just feed and die on point? They're not going to want to do that because they're not going to want to give ult advantage now. But it looks like they are going to be caught out nice and early. They are down by 2-3 people. However, we are seeing some great mercy play by Natsukagi right there, just to hold themselves. Emu Fish coming out with Primal Rage to keep them as far back as possible so they can push this payload as much as they can. It's a really interesting battle right now. Looks like they are going to get it round this first corner though, which means it's all down that sort of middle. J-Hop not switched off yet. Nobody seems to have switched just yet, so they obviously seem things seem to be working. I'm quite interested in that on the defensive team.
Yeah, I think Quakers need to push up on this payload and stop it moving now.
Yeah, it feels like if they don't do it now, that they never will. It looks like it could be just one fault. One smash getting the Diva out of mech. Looks like they're trying to take down Wild. They do take down Wild between Sombra and Farah there. Looks like they've just cleared up 4 big picks. Look at that from Natsukagi, giving them just another chance. One smash trying down with Farah Barrage, countered by J-Hop. K-Cat coming out, swinging for his life, trying to take down Ominous. Pretty much does, and it looks like it's going to be a full reset now for Mediocrity. What a fantastic res by Natsukagi when it almost looked like seemed impossible for them to come back from it.
Yeah, do you just see him hiding around that corner, crouching, waiting for as many people to die as possible? He then saw the Genji come onto him, and then he knew it was time to res, and he got 4 or 3 people, and it was good to see.
Yeah, it was pretty much the game saver right there. We're going to see who they're focusing on. One smash being focused now from Mediocrity. They're going up to see if they can take down the Lucio play. They are pushing the back lines, however, and they are forcing Quakers back. Now, he's going to get to a point where they're going to have to push this. It seems to be look at Cape Cat, though, trying to go in with ballsy. And there's the Graviton Surge. Big double ultimates. Just J-Hop left alive. Gets down. And it looks like they're going to push it all the way for a very convincing first map. Wow. I mean, there was a bit of over ultimates there, but maybe they needed it just to make sure that they took everyone out, including maybe Natsu, who they worried could have possibly had a very, very quick second res. But they did it rather convincingly on both the second and third point there.
Yeah, like these Mediocrity players, they don't even need to be as good as Quakers on every aspect. As long as they keep getting those ultimate combos going, they're going to wipe teams and they're going to be able to push the payload whenever they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're now switching back over to the defensive side. So we're going to see now Quakers attacking and Mediocrity defending. It looks like, well, it's quite interesting. It's kind of a half dive, half Reinhardt comp there from Quakers.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the Cat should consider playing Winston there.
Yeah,
I think it really complements his team well.
We've only seen him play Reinhardt so far. He is a very aggressive Reinhardt, mind you. So maybe they're kind of looking at his, he's just going to be a Winston on the ground, so to speak. So no aerial ability. We're seeing one smash coming out with a Junkrat. Good to see Junkrat finally coming back out.
Yeah.
He can do so much damage on this first choke point. So I wonder if they do finally take this this first point, though, whether he will stay or will switch it up.
And now this will be interesting to see if Quakers have encountered the defensive Junkrat that they really struggled with before. Have they even thought about it? Do they know what they're going to swap to if they see the Junkrat and if he's causing problems?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if J-Hop kind of takes this first, they do this first push, and if they do get taken out by the Junkrat, switches to Farah immediately. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'd like to see.
Yeah, and we're seeing Chris that has taken the soldier, so maybe they are expecting J-Hop to stay on that Farah. But we are going to just focus now on one smash, doing the first bits of early damage. Not getting any damage so far at the moment, so he's obviously seeing that they're not coming down main route, as they're all going through the shop at the moment. Has noticed them, however, obviously communicated to his team where they are, and he can do so much spam damage down this bit. It's actually causing Quakers to kind of be a bit still about this.
Yeah.
However, kicked off Genji, taking him down, almost down to 6 health, just gets through right at the last second, however. as Quakers go charging around the back of point, like Mediocrity did on that first point. They are trying to contest early on. Cave Cat out of position. He's on his own at the moment, but looks like he might have just done enough work. Emu Fish taking down Mercy of Lesser Cat, so this could be a bit of a look at Emu Fish once again, doing some real solid work. Chris taking Diva out of mech, Shadow got down. J-Hop doing a bit of work, but I feel like this could be a push a bit too far. Wild doing work. Chris taking down Genji himself, so it looks like this is going to be Mediocrity with a hold.
Yeah, you did say that Carry Cat was out of position there, but the reason is because he charged Biron and did a great charge into the side, but unfortunately for his team, there was no follow-up to capitalise on that 300 damage he would have caused.
Yeah, we are seeing kind of Cave Cat doing a kind of a strange Winston Reinhardt role of kind of being the first guy on the ground. So, but if you notice that J-Hop, we've talked about this, J-Hop has immediately changed to Farah.
That's good to see.
Always coming. Look at that. That's a big boop off there from J-Hop, putting them all on the ground. They're kind of going up top. A few going up top. No, they're coming back down. This is all just going to be a simple main push. Looks like we're just waiting for a little bit of damage to be done. One smash going up top himself, followed up by Emu Fish. Cave Cat just playing a little bit more passively than he normally does. Shadow Guard doing a lot of work up top though. And now Wild hanging in the back lines, kind of trying to split both teams in half. Look at Cave Cat though, that's a fantastic dash. Brought out the one single res, but Cave Cat now, he's done a bit of work, but no, he's been caught out, and Junkrat ult, cleaning it all up. Mediocrity look like they could have this hold. We're saying that Mercy brings back in 3 people, self-destruct coming out, does a triple kill. Fantastic work by Emu Fish. We see him play so many versatile characters, and he's done really well on all of them. Triple kill, completely decimating that Mercy res there.
Yeah, as soon as you heard the res go off, he knew it was a perfect time to pop his ultimate and got 3 kills. Absolutely fantastic to see.
So they're kind of sticking on this Junkrat at the moment. So Farah is doing work. She's almost got her ultimate now. We're kind of seeing the ultimates building up for Quakers and in Quakers' favour. So I'm excited to kind of see that they should be able to push this first point a little bit heavier. Mediocrity all staying very close together. It's all a bit tentative at the moment. See who can just knock down that first shield. Junkrat going up top, along with the Diva. They're working super well together. J-Hop though, taking down Ominous. Chris taking down J-Hop as a reply. It's a 1-for-1 pick. Shadow Guard out of mech. And it looks like, wow, there's a really, really big pick now. But Wild taking down Young Schizo on the Ana. This could go anywhere at the moment. It looks like Cave Cat's going to do enough work just to take out this first point. And now with J-Hop on Tracer just to kind of speed himself back, I think we've just done enough now and we've seen Quakers take this first point.
Definitely, again, some key ultimate usage there. Wild's getting that big Genji blade out there.
Yeah, Wild doing some real big solid work. Chris just holding on the point for a few seconds longer. Just trying to get the time down. They have got it down to 20 seconds now. I'm quite interested to see if they will try and push this. They shouldn't do if they know what's good for them. And now the first point's gone.
And now Quake's just backing off, getting ready for the attack.
So it looks like Natsukagi's now gone off Lucio straight on Zenyatta. He's probably just going to hold himself on the point, putting out his Orb of Destruction just to make sure that he can add that extra bit of damage himself. Shadow Guard with his ult himself, Cave Cat with his ult, and also the Mercy Res. This means that Quakers could go in very aggressive right now.
That's what I like to see. I like to see them pop their ultimates as soon as possible, just to really take initiative.
Wow, there's Wild now doing some fantastic work, taking down Ominous. Diva Bomb coming out, not doing enough damage. Emu Fish though, taking out Shadow Guard's mech with that Diva Bomb, I like. But Wild's just doing all the damage around the backlines, being completely uncontested. J-Hop doing one smash there with a great fire play. And then now we've seen Wild with his Genji up already. He is just severely uncontested on that payload. But now being focused by the Diva, we're just seeing Cave Cat and everyone on all his team. There's the Nano Blade. No, not a Nano Blade, sorry. But a huge Reinhardt Earth Shatter there by Cave Cat, just allowing to get Ominous just picked. We're seeing a little bit of work being done now by both teams. It seems a bit back and forthy at the moment, but we're not really seeing a huge amount else being taken off, so it looks like Quakers are going to have to kind of go again. Oh, I say that, Mercy bring out a 2-man res to bring out both tanks once again. We're seeing Biron out of position at the moment. He could be punished for this. He is punished for it. Emu Fish is now the first point, is out of position as well. Chris is going to have to pull back unless Ominous is going to go for a res. It looks like he is. He gets both of the tanks back up once again. However, J-Hop straight in there with a barrage, and it looks like Quakers are now going to be pushing this point all the way around the corner.
Yeah, hopefully Mediocrity will have time to test this. I didn't really like Natsu's res there, even though they won the fight. He only resed them back to 6v6 when they were 4v6, so I would have just liked to see him save it for the next push, to be honest. Sorry, not Natsu, Lies Skirit. I'm getting a bit confused now.
I don't know whether it was just maybe just something they wanted to try and do, but it wasn't enough. But we are seeing a bit of nano. We are seeing the tire is also out. It looks like One Smash is getting into position. He's brought out the tire. He's looking to try and take Reinhardt. He does take the Reinhardt. It's taken down by Wild though. Bit of 1-for-1 trade, but it looks like Mediocrity have done enough so far. If they can concentrate on J-Hop, which they do. Leathercat now bringing out a 3-man res, mind you. And Diva Bomb going out, taking out Leathercat. Wow, this is going all over the place. Biron doing a really big Earth Shadow to try and take 2. Shadow Guard on his own at the moment. Probably need to go back. They are trying to clear out. 1:21 left on the clock. Mediocrity hold the second one. Natsu going on a bit of a YOLO. Oh, there, no. No, he didn't get it. He got trapped by the Junkrat tire.
Well played to Mediocrity there.
Wow, that was... I actually looked at the wrong time. I thought they had a minute left to go. I didn't realize it was the last push. I was super impressed with how well Mediocrity just held themselves together on that final point.
Yeah, just a really solid defense again, and the Junkrat ultimates were very good this time round. All time securing kills, or at least getting the Diva out of mech.
Yeah, they certainly were. He kind of did enough to kind of at least distract the team, which is something they do. I mean, we're just seeing how well Chris played on Genji. I mean, he was fantastic on Roadhog. Mediocrity's versatility was insane to me.
Yeah, maybe I feel the difference could have been the comboing of ults from Mediocrity there, which is the reason why they won this whole entire series.
Yep. So Mediocrity go into this game winners 2-1 against the Quakers. It's GG's all round for the entire team. My name's been Timmeh. I've been joined by Jellyfish. Thanks very much, Jellyfish. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem at all. And we will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.